Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Gabe Strong, a DP and video producer based in Juneau, Alaska. As I'm getting back into this YouTube thing, this vlog will be a look at a bunch of projects I've been working on. First, let's start out with a new piece of gear. Everyone likes new gear, and here is what I just received in the mail. This is the OC Go Stream Deck. It's fairly similar to an ATEM Mini. It allows you to plug in 4 cameras and switch between them. It even allows you to go live straight from the switcher with no computer if you want. But best of all, it allows you to make a local recording right to the switcher. Unlike the ATEM Mini, it has a built-in SD card slot. This means you can show up to an event with multiple cameras and laptops with PowerPoints, switch between them all live, and give the client an already cut together video at the end by just handing them the SD card, after you back it up of course. This particular job for me was pretty cool. Back in 2016, when the FAA offered the ability for individuals to become Part 107 certified drone pilots, I quickly studied for and got my certification so that I could use my drone for video work. This conference, which I was hired for, is a National Unmanned Aircraft System peer exchange, basically a conference all about drones. Unfortunately, I was too busy to get much BTS from this job, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
I was getting selected.
Alright, time to get some breakfast, fruit smoothie, and go downstairs to the gear room and get everything ready to head off for another job. Today is a DP job, which means I'm just shooting, and I'll be shooting some interviews and B-roll, sort of a typical corporate thing. So I'm going to get all my gear together here. Lights, camera, and audio. And head out to the truck, load it all up, and head downtown. I've got all the lighting, sound, lighting modifiers, all back in the back, and up front I've got my FX6 seat belted in, of course, just for safety. And here we are at the location downtown. This is the State Museum. It's a pretty new building, one of the newer ones in town. I'm going to head on in and see if my contact is here yet. Interestingly, here on the floor they have a engraved map of the state of Alaska. And just in case any of you were wondering, especially cranky cameraman, we could cut the state of Alaska in half, and then Texas would be the 3rd largest state. And I had to run back out to move the truck because I was parked in a spot which only had 1 hour parking, and I was going to be there longer. But luckily, the parking garage is now open. It wasn't when I first parked alongside the road, so I'm going to be able to park in the location I'm working at, which is going to be great. So here's my interview setup. Now, normally when I do these interviews, I like to turn off all overhead lighting in the area that I'm doing the interview. I just like to bring it down to a base level of nothing and build the lighting up from nothing with my own lighting. But this is the museum and they have all kinds of lights on, and I don't really like that. The overhead lights just seem to mess everything up. I did recently see a vlog of Cranky Cameramans, and I really like the way that he puts in a flag over the top of the interview subject to block the overhead lighting, and I think I'm going to start trying to do that whenever I am forced to do an interview where they will not let me turn off the existing lighting. It just doesn't look optimal. It's just a suboptimal way to do things when they won't let you turn lights off. It doesn't look nearly as good as you can make it look if you're allowed to fully control the lighting. And so using that flag, he used a side flag and a top flag in one of his vlogs, and it looked like that really helped to get all this fluorescent lighting off your interview subject's face. So I think I'm going to try that. Thanks, Cranky. That looked like a great tip.
The Community Spirit Award from First Peoples Fund in 2000.
Blue killer whales and yellow killer whales, and then humanoid faces. And there were 17 pieces. A relative is buying that for me, buying that one from me.
Incredible. I was like, I want to learn how to do all of this. And she's like, I got this one from this person, and this person made this. And I'm like, wow. And a lot of it was, yes, she does.
So all three of you do all three then?
And here's the best part about DP projects. I just dump all the footage to this external hard drive, walk into the hotel, hand it off to the client, and I'm done working.
Tonight on Alaska's News Source, community members reacting to an officer-involved shooting that happened in Juneau last week. And a new military Arctic strategy includes special attention on Alaska. Details ahead.
You're watching Alaska's News Source.
Good evening, everyone. The Anchorage Police.
Before I started my own business doing freelance video production, I used to work for a news station as a staff videographer and editor. The pay was not very good, which was one of the reasons I stopped doing it. I still get calls from time to time to do freelance news, and the pay is a lot better when you're a freelancer. It's actually fairly similar to corporate work where you do talking heads and B-roll. You're just doing interviews and B-roll. The main difference is usually there's a quick timeline on getting this stuff back to the station, so you need to either use a live view or some sort of FTP server to get video back to them quickly. And there's another way that these jobs are similar to a typical corporate DP job. Usually on these jobs, you just shoot, get them the footage, and you're done. No editing.
Anchorage isn't the only community reeling after an officer-involved shooting. In Juneau, an officer-involved shooting left.
Well, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.